All right, this is Andrew with Joda Home Inspections. We're here today in Mill Creek doing a sewer scope. We're at 785 Empire Circle. We've got the camera pushed out around 100 feet. My counter had reset at one point, and so we're not seeing how many feet out we are, but we're about 100 feet out. And I'm accessing it now through a clean out that's in the driveway. You'll notice that you have a drain at the bottom of the driveway. It looks like it's clogged, and then right next to that you have a metal plate with a pipe under it, and that's your sewer access point. So this first connection point is called the nose on. That's where it goes from your lateral line into the main city line. Looks like a decent connection point there. This is a clay pipe. A little bit of an offset there. This one's in the direction that is going to be a touch less concerning because it feels like it drops into the pipe. You do have some roots coming through the edge on both sides. Once you have roots, you're always going to have roots, and so those are a maintenance item that you want to have cleaned out. Another one there. You might consider having this line cleaned now as a precaution. And then you want to have it cleaned every year or so after that. Some people go every 6 months. Some people go a few years. Kind of depends on how quickly the roots are growing into your line. And one benefit of having it hydrojetted is it'll blast everything out, and they usually include a camera with it, and so you can see that everything's been removed. There's another one, and that one has kind of a stick sticking into it. That's something that could potentially cause a piece of waste to get stuck, which could lead to a backup. Overall, it looks like this line's performing the way that it should be. I'm not seeing any standing water through this section. You do want to watch part one, where I was able to see underneath the slab. I'm not sure if that fully goes under the house and then back out, or exactly how that line is ran, but I went through an access point in the garage. I got about 50 feet out to around the sewer clean out, what it looked like. And there was some standing water in that area. That area would be much harder to access. Not that any of it is easy, but to dig it up when it's underneath the slab, whether it be the garage or the basement slab, it's difficult to get to. So based on having an access point right there, or not an access point, but a drain that's feeding into this line, that could be what's coming from under the house. So you might have this line here that comes up to the clean out, and that might be connected to what's on one part of the house, and then you have that other tie-in that is for the other side of the house. It's possible that you have a shared line. Those are not very common. If you do have a shared line, typically you can't get insurance on it. You might check with the county to see if this is indeed a shared line. It looks like a little bit of cast iron through here. Cast iron gets really rough and rusty. It will eventually need to be replaced. Cast iron is more likely to have debris get caught on it. And so I'd recommend, because of the standing water under the slab and also that cast iron, getting the insurance. That would help offset the cost if and when it needs to be cleaned or replaced. So just to recap, a little bit of standing water underneath the slab, enough that it was completely covering my camera head. That's an indication that it has a flat spot or a belly. You want to have that cleaned out, and ideally to permanently fix it, you would dig it up and re-slope it, but that's going to be very difficult and costly, being underneath concrete, and it's possible that it's underneath some of the living space. You have a little bit of cast iron, original pipe. Eventually that will need to be replaced. And then lastly, you have some roots growing into the line. I'd recommend having those cleaned out now, and that'll prevent waste from getting stuck and creating a blockage, which can lead to a backup. So I'm going to end this recording now.